Beauty Professor, and you can find my beauty blog at www.beautyprofessor.net. Today, I'm excited to do a brief review of the freshly released NARS Audacious Lipsticks. This lip color has been hotly anticipated. These lipsticks recently made their debut at Barney's New York, and I picked up 5 of them because I was so utterly smitten. So today I'm going to talk about each of the 5 that I selected. I'll talk about the formula in general, and I would like to say preemptively that I do have a copious amount of images as well as swatches of these 5 already up on my blog, and I'll certainly link to that below in the information box. But this will give you a chance to see the lipstick in action. I'll go ahead and apply each of the 5 shades on my lips so you'll get the video experience with this lip color. It's incredible. Off the top, I wanted to mention that I am currently experimenting with the YSL Fusion Ink Foundation, and this has certainly set the internet abuzz over the last few months as YSL lovers have been waiting for the latest installment of foundation formula. It's a really cool bottle. It's very aligned with the YSL packaging we've come to expect from the glossy stains, and yet there's a foundation inside. I certainly will be doing a full review of this foundation in the coming days. And since it's still new for me, I'm not ready to weigh in entirely. But I will say that I wore it yesterday for the first time for about 10 hours at a wedding, and it held up flawlessly, and it was a really hot day. I'm wearing it again today in the B40, which is the sand shade, and I think it's a great color for NC 27 to almost 30 skin tones. I might want to bump back a shade to something lighter like almond when my skin gets a little bit lighter. But for now, sand is a great match for me. Just briefly on the foundation, it comes in a glass bottle with this kind of dip applicator that allows you to just decant some of the formula, and I like to just place it on my hand. A few passes like this is all that's necessary to cover the whole face, and I just use a dampened beauty blender to apply. It does have that typical YSL kind of cucumber scent. I don't find it offensive or annoying or cloying, but if you are sensitive to scent, you might want to consider that. In terms of coverage, I have read the spectrum of opinions on this one. Some people say it's very light coverage, others say medium to full. I'm not certain how you could get that kind of distribution of opinions, but it happens. For me, I find I get medium buildable to full coverage, which is surprising because the formula is so very light. It does definitely align with that word fusion, which is a part of its title. It truly just becomes one with the skin, and here it is on my face. I haven't powdered it, and I've had it on for hours now in the heat. I've been outside taking pictures. You do develop a slight glow after the initial matte finish application, but nothing overtly shiny. It doesn't slide off of the face. Gosh, this is turning more into a comprehensive review than I intended. At any rate, these are my first impressions on the foundation. I would love to hear if you've tried it and what you think about it, and certainly I'll be following up with this in the coming days. Back to the topic at hand, which is the amazing NARS Audacious Lip. Francois NARS named these lipsticks after iconic women, and so they all have first names. For example, I'm wearing the shade Julie right now. I prefer to think that perhaps this Julie is Julie Christie, one of my favorite actresses of the 1960s, who always had the most impeccable makeup in her movies, but he purposely left off last names, so it's up to the wearer to attribute origin. At any rate, Julie is a beautiful peachy pink nude, and it is the shade that I've been gravitating towards most often this week since procuring these 5, strictly because it's easily the most wearable. It's very much in my color family in terms of just being a peachy pink nude, and I can put it on without a mirror. It doesn't need lip pencil. It just goes on effortlessly. The formula itself is extremely pigmented. It is packed with color. It's shocking how much color payoff there is in a single pass, and I'll try to show that in the video, but certainly my swatches online also depict this amazing quality. And all of the lipsticks I picked up, and I do believe this is the case for all of the lipsticks in this 40 lipstick collection, all of them are a cream finish. There's not shimmer, there's not glitter, there's not frost. They're creamy, and I would say that they give a cream finish rather than a matte or even a semi-matte finish. I love that it's a soft shine, but definitely not a shiny finish. None of these lipsticks are sheer, so if you're looking for a sheer lipstick, I recommend the NARS traditional lip color, and certainly there's even sheer lip colors within that range. these are all possessing immense color payoff. Back to the 5 that I picked up. So Julie here, peachy pink nude, and on the lips it looks like this. I knew that I would want it right off the bat when I saw it, and I also have my eye on Raquel, which is another nude. I do believe it's lighter than Julie, and I'll hopefully be picking that up soon, but it wasn't at Barney's when I was there to pick up these 5 yet. So here is a swatch of Julie. That's a single pass, and you can see that it definitely has some depth for being a peachy pink nude. This is not a really wash your face out, pale, muted lip nude. It's got some power, some complexity. And I think that's what makes this so beautiful. So I'm in love with Julie. This is something that'll likely be my bag indefinitely. So I just switched out my lip color, and I'm working with the Clé de Peau Makeup Remover Towelettes. I have mentioned these in previous blog posts. They are amazing. Definitely a worth it splurge. They come in a little package like this, and here is the towelette. It's got enough potency to remove the most powerful makeup, even if it's like waterproof eye makeup. It just comes right off with a single pass. So I removed the Julie, and now I have added the Vanessa, which is the next lip color I'll discuss. Vanessa here is a mauve toned nude, and it does have some considerable depth as well. Close up, you can see how the cream finish just kind of fills in the lips. It's such a smooth finish. It definitely doesn't need a primer or a balm beforehand. And my lips, which are perennially on the cusp of being dry, don't experience dryness with this lipstick whatsoever. I get hours of wear. Vanessa is darker than I originally thought it was going to be. Here's a single pass. Whoa, you can see that pigment is just over the top amazing. And on the lips, I prefer to just put a very light coat. With all of these lipsticks, you only need a single pass. You do not need to go over it multiple times, and I'm definitely guilty of doing that with other lip color formulas. But it just covers your entire lips. I think this is great for those who might have extra pigmented lips, because you'll find that a single pass will cover that natural lip color and make your lips the color of the lipstick in the tube. So Vanessa is a great kind of nude for fall because it is darker than a traditional pale pinky nude, but it does have those mauve undertones, which I think is really flattering for most skin tones. And those are my thoughts on Vanessa. Lips are, in this case, clean once again, and you can see I have pretty naturally pigmented lips to begin with. I'm going to go ahead and apply the third color so you can just get a sense of how this glides on. This is Marisa, which is a beautiful mid-toned medium pink with a cream finish. It almost is kind of like a bright pink. In the store, it looked a little softer, but I'm not having any regrets about this. It's kind of a fun, adventurous color, and I'll go ahead and apply close so you can see how it glides on the lips. So smooth, so creamy, and so even. You don't really need to work with this. It's odd, this formula. It feels very emollient, yet it stays in place. It is hydrating and conditioning for the lips. You don't feel like it gets dry or settles into lines over time, and that's always an issue for me, definitely a concern. So this is Marisa. A beautiful kind of Barbie pink that's a little deeper. I think it's going to complement a host of skin tones, from very fair skin all the way to beautiful, deep, rich, ebony skin. It just has enough pigmentation to work really well. And here's a swatch of Marisa on the wrist. Single pass. Boom. So much color there. I love the color payoff, and I love the fact that there's harmony here. The lip color in the tube looks like the lip color swatch on the wrist. Looks like the lip color on the lips. It's just great harmony. I love when there's consistency there. My edgy lip color choice is Dominique, which is a very intense lilac purple. Definitely has a cream finish, as you can see here. And I am a sucker for purple lip color, all the way from the palest lavender to something much deeper like this. It does require a certain mood, an attitude when you wear it, and I, for a long time, really liked MAC Epic. Was a color I wore for years. I think it's deeper than Dominique, and I prefer Dominique because it does have kind of a softer finish. I used to have to kind of tone down Epic with a mitigating color that would lighten things up. But Dominique, I think, is going to be really pretty for fall. It's definitely a statement color. It says, hi, I'm wearing kind of a creamy purple orchid lip, but it's not so dark and intense that you couldn't get away with wearing it in an everyday situation like work. So here is a single pass of Dominique on the wrist. It's just a beautiful, creamy, it's almost got a gray quality to it, and I think that really ups its sophistication. It's not a bright blue-based in-your-face purple. It's just a gray, soft, muted orchid purple lilac. Yes. And the last lip color I'll be talking about is Kelly, which is this gorgeous coral pink red, if you will. This is not a color I would normally buy. I am definitely a devotee of beiges and nudes and pinks and peaches, and I typically steer clear of colors that seem to be this bright and vibrant just because I don't feel like I will wear them. That being said, I am completely over the moon for Kelly. Before I talk about the color and how it feels on the lips, I did want to mention a couple of things about the NARS packaging with these new Audacious lipsticks. The first thing is the beautiful NARS embossing on the lipsticks, and you can see that there. Even though I've worn Kelly a couple of times, it's at a place on the lip color where it won't wear away too quickly. So it says NARS. Hopefully the light's catching that. Just really beautiful touch. Also, the tube itself, it's a semi-matte black tube. It feels like a metal material, and it has a magnetic cap that just goes into place like that. Hopefully that's demonstrating that appropriately. So there are some really luxe touches to this lipstick. In contrast to the existing NARS lipsticks, which retail for $26, the new Audacious formula retails for $32. So there is a price difference, but I do think that the formula, which is exceptional, coupled with this very sophisticated luxury packaging, justifies the price increase in my mind. And the Audacious lip colors, I'm told, are going to be permanent. Back to Kelly here. Kelly is this coral red with a little bit of pink. There is no shimmer or satin finish. It's just a cream finish, and I think just because it's so hydrating, you can see that the light is catching the lip, but there are no light reflecting particles. It's a cream finish, and I think it's just remarkable how it's so luminous without the need for a light reflecting particle. And also, I find that even though it's bright, it's soft. And this was something that my mom said when we were looking at this lip color, and it was a total surprise that it was even there. I stopped by Barney's for something else, didn't think these were even going to be out, and then boom, there happened to be some, and I was just like over the moon. So anyway, it's a soft coral. For a bright color, there's a softness to it that makes it, in my opinion, totally wearable, even for somebody who might have an aversion to bright colors. Here is a swatch of Kelly on the wrist, and you can see that softness there. It reminds me a lot of like an early 1960s red coral lip. They always come across as really soft on film, and I've always in a search to kind of replicate that look, and I definitely feel like that has been done with Kelly. So I'm loving this, and I'm so excited that I love it more than I even thought I would. And so concludes my quick overview of the NARS Audacious lipsticks. In sum, I am completely in love with the formula because as a lip color lover who really appreciates pigment, I find that the pigmentation in these lipsticks is impeccable. The release of this formula was certainly worth it. I implore you to go track it down. One more word about the 5 that I selected. All 5 of these are Barney's exclusive shades. So as these lipsticks become more readily available in wide release in the coming weeks, you might not find these 5 at any other store besides Barney's New York. So that might help you if you're trying to track down these 5. It's my understanding that there are 12 shades that are exclusive to Barney's New York, and then those 12 are a part of a larger group of 40 that collectively makes up the Audacious lipstick collection. So these are Barney's exclusives, and that's where you will find them. I'll make sure to put links in the information box below. I truly hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'd love to hear your experience if you've tried either the Audacious lipsticks or the YSL Fusion Ink Foundation. As always, please do not forget to visit me at my beauty blog, Beauty Professor, which can be found at www.beautyprofessor.net. Take care.